In today's Your Money Matters, strategies for women to increase their success in business, strategist Carol Roth is here. Carol, thanks for joining us. I am surprised to learn that more women than ever are starting new businesses, and yet women trail men in success in business.
We really do. It's amazing. You know, we raise less capital, we have less profits, and the statistic that really kills me, Steve, for every business that has one or more employees, $88,000 in sales for women, $1.8 million for men. It's a huge chasm between the two.
That's astounding to me.
It is.
In fact, I learned a new word looking over the notes of the background of this. What is a jobby?
A jobby is a hobby disguised as a job or a business. And I think part of the reason there's that big chasm between the men and the women, that a lot of these side businesses, these jobbies, are being counted in those statistics.
I mean, that's terrible. I mean, as a guy, it almost sounds sexist. Oh, she has a jobby. It's really a job and a hobby.
Well,
I mean,
men and women can have jobbies. That's both can, but a lot of women, because they're doing things in the house as well as trying to get into business, sometimes start with a jobby.
Well, and that leads to some of the tips that you've got for women who are starting out in business. And it's your feeling that too many women start out, they don't really have a clearly defined goal for what they want to do.
Correct. So the first strategy is absolutely to have a goal, because you can't know where you're going if you don't have that end game. You need to be able to plot that path.
Okay, go ahead.
And I was going to say, and then once you have that goal, go ahead and think big. You know, might as well double, triple, quadruple, whatever it is that your goal is. Because at the end of the day, if you set an achievable goal, you're probably going to tap out there. But if you set a huge goal, then we can channel our inner James Bond or MacGyver and find a lot of milestones and smaller goals and ways to kind of push that top end of the success.
You know, women are so detail-oriented. They're so much better at multitasking than this is only anecdotal, is my opinion, but they seem to be so much better at multitasking than men, and for that reason, they seem to think I guess I'll frame that as a question. They seem to think they can do everything without having to delegate.
Absolutely. It's this superwoman syndrome. We can bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. The problem is there's only 24 hours in a day. So we have to stop doing everything ourselves. That means getting help, asking somebody else to do things for you, because at the end of the day, you want to be working on the business, not just in the business.
Are we assuming here that they do have employees that they could delegate certain projects to?
Well, you can either hire an employee, you can hire a virtual assistant, or you can outsource to a service provider. So there are a lot of choices and ways you can get help.
What does this mean? Make your business able.
So that's my way of cheating 4 tips into one.
Okay.
So you want to be remarkable so that you stand out. You want to be scalable so that you can grow bigger.
I've seen that word for years.
Yes.
Scalable. What does that mean?
Scalable means for every hour that you're putting in or every dollar that you're putting in, that you can get more than an hour or a dollar out, that you can really grow and scale the business.
Some of the parts greater than the whole.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, of course, on the able, you want to make it viable so that you can make a profit. And then at the end of the day, suitable for your lifestyle.
Okay. And finally, your final tip is to professionalize yourself.
Yes, absolutely. You attract what you put out there. So you want to make sure, from your website to your email address to the way that you present yourself, that you're a professional businesswoman. If you have an email address that says hotmommyentrepreneur1975@AOL.com, that's not going to look super professional. So you want to make sure that you go to GoDaddy, register a domain name, and fake it until you make it, Steve.
And a serious domain name, not Hot Mommy.
Correct,
right?
correct.
Great tips. Carol Roth, thanks so much for joining us.
Great.
For a link to Carol's website, log on to WGNTV.com/midday. She is a hot mommy, but that's not her email address, okay?